Good morning, coaches. What's going on? This Coach Korea with the ninth and final part to the Pro Series base install. Now, there's going to be one more video, which is going to be the conclusion video with a hit chart, but this is the last play that you would need if you're, like I said, if you're a young coach looking for a starting point and you're seeing a lot of things out there, you quite don't know what to do. I feel this is a very good starting point because from here you could see how the rest of football kind of evolved from the core principles that you get with a pro style type eye. So the last play for the base install, which has always been very good to us and was good to us back then, is Pro Right 36G. This is the old-fashioned down option play. Obviously, when Delaware made it famous when they ran it, but for years in the 90s, you saw Nebraska, Notre Dame, USC, all those guys that were heavy run teams back in the 90s. This was a staple play to them, and it's the first place I saw it was in the 90s. And obviously, as I learned football, and I learned the wing T and other things, I see where this play fits in any kind of system. So this is the old-fashioned down play. We called it Pro Right 36G. For G in our terms always meant front side guard pulling. Whether he was rapid on the toss, the master play call determined what he did. But for the most part, G's a kick scheme. Some people call it kick. Some people call it down. Some people call it gap. We just call it G, front side guard kick. So let's get right into the play. It's one of my favorite plays of all time. I'm going to get juiced up with this vlog here. So, Pro Right 36G. First thing you need to understand. At first, it looks like toss. It's a complete look-alike play, once again, because everything's going to look like toss at first, except there's a couple things that will change that you'll see. Coaching point for the point of attack for the H-back. This is an H fullback play, whether you call him an H, a F, or U, whatever you call him. His aiming point is the tight end's butt. And the reason I say that, because that's going to put him on the right path depending on where he gets into the second level and getting his eyes and shoulders square. So his aiming point is the tight end's butt. Always the tight end's butt. Okay, this is a fast play for the fullback. It's fast. There's no hesitation here. That's number one. Number two, he needs to step with that play side foot, just like he did on the kick out on power, just like he always does anytime he attacks that area on counter. Step with the play side foot because we want to get downhill right now. So that's another reason why his footwork is imperative. Stepping with that play side foot for the fullback is very imperative. On the kickouts, it keeps him inside out. And then you'll see when we get to this play, that footwork's got to look the same because for a secondary, these guys are not going to know what's coming, whether it's toss, because they see the quarterback reversing. They see the running back getting wide. Fullback's taking the same action with the same foot. They don't know if it's power. They don't know if it's ISO. So he has to step with his play side foot, aiming at that tight end's butt. Those are the first most important things. The next most important thing is that quarterback is punching and spinning at 3 o'clock flat. It's a quick punch where he's going to punch, spin, and get onto the line of scrimmage. Let me see if I can let you see. When he gets to the line of scrimmage, he needs to get the ball to the fullback about where this tackle is. Their mesh point should be here. He should be riding them into the line. Okay? Riding him into the line because the plays that build off of it, which I'm not suggesting you do it if this is a starting point, but I think more importantly than anything is you need to teach them how to disconnect and carry out the fake for a couple reasons that I'll get to later. But anyway, he's going to ride him into the line, disconnect, and attack the corner downhill right now with the running back keeping 5-yard distance and getting his shoulder straight to the sideline. So we create spacing. Eventually, we could create a 2-on-1 out here, but I don't want to get off topic here. We're just talking about the base G play. Okay, so the quarterback has to punch and spin to 3 o'clock, ride him into the line, disconnect, and attack the corner off his option. All right? It's a fast play. It's another way to get the ball off tackle, as you could see. It's another way to get the fullback the ball. The option keeps and follows are easy to add on, as you'll see as this play progresses. The center has to protect his play side A gap. QB has to punch his spin at 3 o'clock. We talked about that, and ride the H into the line, disconnecting and then attacking the play side corner. The R has to attack the sideline with his shoulders square, keeping his spacing at about 5 yards with the QB. When the QB decides to start bending up the field, he starts bending. So that's how we always get it to time up. Okay, so now I talked about the importance of the stuff back here, which usually I do at the end, but I did it up front because I think that is probably the most important part of this play, is timing up everything back here. So let's just get to the core blocking scheme. The Z, like always, is going to push, crack, and he's going to take the apex linebacker. He's going to push, crack, and whack him. That's how we're taking care of him. Why? It's a pure gap scheme. Once again, this is a gap down backer scheme. Nobody's in his inside gap. Somebody's over the man down from him. That's who he takes. That play side tackle, getting his head right on the hip and trying to wash him down the line. Same thing for the tackle. The same rule applies for the tackle. Nobody in his inside gap, nobody over the man next to him. He's off to the linebacker. The center, against an odd front, has to step to this play side A. Check right here. Make sure we got no leakage or any kind of game coming in here. And then slice up to the mic. Now we got this play cut off from the mic to the end because we just kicked him out. We have a whole area inside here that this fullback, when he comes off that quarterback ride, he should be square under the line and be able to make his move. He needs to bang it, bounce it. I mean, there's potential to bend it because we're zoning sort of on the backside, and we're going to cut off any kind of backside pursuit. The left guard is going to protect his play side A gap and probably work that nose and make sure that ball is past him before he slices up. Left tackle is on a slice technique. Our X is always on his backside cutoff, something at the third level. And there's your play against the base 5-3. This is a great play, and at first it looks like toss again, but it's hitting right now with the fullback up in the off-tackle area. So this is how we got the fullback involved, if you think about it. A lot of I teams don't get the fullback involved. How we got him involved was off the toss with the counter trap, in the pass game with counter boot and 555, and now down. So now you see how we took some pressure off that main running back, which the reason I love pro-style football, don't get me wrong, but the reason I don't lean towards it with my own personal teams is because, look, I coach for the most part. Out of my 19 years coaching, 14 or 15 of them been at the 8th grade level. Even, you have to get other people involved. You can't be so dependent on one running back. Now, I've seen people doing it successful, but to me, that's just the lack of ability of you not being able to coach all 11 men and trying to get other people involved. In my system, I have a way to get 5, 6 guys the ball every play, but that's beyond the point. So against the 4-4 here, same thing. Now, there's a couple different ways we could approach this. So I want to talk about that for a little while. This video may go a little longer because I love this play and I run this play to this day. So there's different things I've come across through my years of coaching. The first way we can handle this play is we always want to push crack. But in this scenario, if we block it like this guy may be the kick man. So we would run right at him, and I call this a backer to safety move where we know he's getting kicked, so we're going to run right at him, but then climb to this safety so we take care of this alley defender. The why. This is a tough block. This 6 side right here is a tough block, but we're going to buy him right now in this first situation. This is going to turn into a drive block. Yes, we're going to step with that inside foot, but we're going to get into him and move him off his mark. Our right tackle is going to get angle block down and seal the inside here. Front side guard's going to pull and kick and crack the apex. So now we got this taken care of. We got this taken care of. Center is going to play side step, zone step, we call it in our terms. He's going to zone step. Make sure we get nothing coming across before he slices up for this backside linebacker. Left guard is zone stepping. He'll probably lock on right here because he is kind of close to the play. We don't want to let him blow the play up. So he'll probably lock on right here and start working them vertically. We're going to use the slice technique. I call this a slice, evasive, step under, whatever. I've called it different things in this term. But he's going to step inside and climb and cut this off back here. Once again, quarterback will punch and spin to 3 o'clock. He will ride, get out, getting his eyes on this corner. Carry out the fake with the running back. This is a fast play. He needs to be aiming for the tight end's butt and try to hit that hole square with his eyes up. maybe having the chance to bend it, bounce it, or bang it, however it needs to go. But now, that was one scenario with this one. The other thing we could do is we could have released this wide to this linebacker and kicked this guy. It's a very tight kick, but I don't think we would have the option to get the three-way goal if we chose that way. Now, I've seen people do it, and it's an effective way to do it. I think it'll be too time intensive. I'd rather down block them here, or in our situation with in the wing, where we put our H and Y to the same side, we double them back. So these two would take care of these two. So there's a couple different ways we could do it. Or the third way is we could crack him with the Z and have the front side guard come all the way out to the corner, but corner got to respect the option. I don't like that scenario. This would probably be the option we would go for, where I'm going to have this Z take his regular push crack path but climb to the Falcon. So it'll be a back of the safety crack. And then everything else will stay the same. H-back will step with his play side foot, aiming for the tight end's butt, trying to hit this area square and get up the field. So that's G against the 4-4. Against the 6-2, it's very similar to a 4-4, where we're gonna put this guy in conflict. Z will push crack, take care of this apex linebacker. Actually, this is a great play against the 6-2 because it's tough for them to defend this. Z's gonna push crack for that front side backer. Y is gonna angle block down on the man over the man next to him, getting his header right on his hip, washing him down. Tackle, same technique, washing him down. Center will zone step, make sure there's nothing violating that play side aim. Play side A gap, slice up to the back of the backside and cut him off right here. Left tackle, same situation as over here. Left guard will get his head inside, try to move him vertically. Now, we could either lock on here, which these guys can't make the play back here, so we'll just slice him up back to try to catch something on the backside. He'll use the slice technique, getting to the second or third level, try to cut off something back here. Same thing with the X. Quarterback will punch and spin to 3 o'clock. This mesh should happen somewhere behind this tackle, riding him into the line, disconnect, attacking this cornerback with the R with a good 5-yard spacing. Now, this R shoulders, when he's going to fake, he's going to crossover step like toss and make sure those shoulders are square to the sideline. He will bend when he sees the quarterback bending. It takes some time in practice, but it's very doable. You can run this play with 7-year-olds. I almost guarantee you. Just take the option out of it and work on the faking part of it. And then later in the season, as you get good at this and you like the spacing and you got some IQ kids or kids that are really gaining the system and getting comfortable with it, you can add the quarterback keep, the quarterback pitch, the quarterback follow. Last year, we ran a lot of keep off of it because I had the quarterback that could do it, and it was easy. When you keep or run the option, now all that's going to change is you're going to log. Instead of kicking the apex guy out or kicking the end man of the line of scrimmage out, you're going to gain some depth and hook him back inside so we can get outside of him with the option pitch or keep. But like I said, this is a great play. It's the last part to this Pro Style series. The last video will be video 10, and it'll be the conclusion video where I'll put up the hit chart and show you how you build an offense, or how I build an offense anyway. These are the things I look for and what goes into me planning year to year what our call sheet's going to look like. So this is our Pro Series base install 9, the G play.